Good morning with another episode of HardFoul Radio. This is the show that values time and puts God first. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Let's get started. So, look, everybody's going to come in today and instant reactions off of last night's game, and everyone's going to go on TV and talk about how horrible the Denver Broncos played. And listen, last night was an ugly game. Now, no one is probably going to use the nuance of the difficulties of the Broncos schedule, meaning no one's going to talk about, how they went East Coast, overseas, didn't have a bye week, division opponent, has played a lot of their game. I know last night was at home, but it was off a short week. They've played more games on the road than home. And then they also have Kansas City coming up, which last night by any other metric is a trap game, but people don't even think the Broncos that good, so they don't call it a trap game. They just think that's two bad football teams, except one team walked off that field last night and was 8-2, which is the Denver Broncos, and the other team walked off 2-8, the actual bad football team, the Las Vegas Raiders. But no one's going to want to use nuance or talk about it in that regard. And also, let's just be honest. If you're a Broncos fan, you're 8-2. You've watched a decade of really bad football. And yes, has the offense been worse than the defense? 1,000%. Was last night a great game from the offense? No, it was a bad game from the offense objectively. It might have been Bell's worst game of his career. It's either that or one of the two Jet games. You can take his Jet game from his rookie year, you can take the Jet game from this year, and say those two plus last night, some combination of those are his three worst games as a pro. That being said, what has changed about since before the game to now? All the things we've been talking about, Bo, are still accurate. Still leads his quarterback class in wins, still leads his quarterback class in yards, touchdowns, all these different statistical metrics. Still, Denver as a team, don't get sacked, get after the quarterback. That's what they do best. Didn't have Surtain last night. Greenlaw still on a snap count. There's a bunch of things here. And to the disingenuous part of the pushback, and then I'll get into what Denver needs to improve on. What's disingenuous is everybody that is going to come on TV and kill the Broncos because of how they played would not have given them a world of credit if they came out and blew out the Raiders. Just wouldn't have. If they came out and just dominated the Raiders. I mean, 31-7, 35-0, like something like that. If they just came out and just totally, like, Bo Nix looked great, the offense looked good, just smacked the Raiders around. By the way, Bo is 3-0 against the Raiders in his career. Would anybody walk away from that game going, that's a real contender right there? No. Because the reality is, and Bo Nix knows this, Sean Payton knows this, people that are actually paying attention know this. The game that matters and the game that will decide if people think the Denver Broncos are a legitimate contending football team or not is next week against the Chiefs. That's it. They are 8-2. Last night was bad. Again, short week, division rival. They've been playing a bunch of games on the road. Still have not had a bye week despite going again since that Philly game, East Coast, overseas, back, another East Coast trip, short week again. No one's going to care. Just played Houston Texans, physical team, physical game, playing without your best player. No one's going to care about any of the nuanced stuff. Last night was bad. And no one was going to care and stop acting like you would have if they had blown the Raiders out. No one would have cared. That's the reality of it. No one would have cared. So if we are going to then sit there and go, oh, they're now worse because they ugly played the Raiders. And this is all the Chiefs did last year, by the way. The Chiefs just won games ugly. They are winning games, not scoring a bunch of points on offense, and winning in even more weird ways. And last night was probably the most felt like a Chiefs win for how last year's Chiefs played, even with the missed field goal at the end from the Raiders. Of like, damn, they're just, and everybody called the Chiefs lucky, myself included. Last night was a lucky win, 1,000%. But the game that actually matters, the game that is going to determine where the Broncos truly are, is how they play against the Chiefs next week. And if they win, no one will care about last night. No one will care. If they beat the Chiefs, they're 9-2. The Chiefs are 5-5. They basically lock up the division and win the AFC West for the first time. Somebody not named Kansas City in 9 years. That's the reality. Does Denver need to play better on offense? 1,000%. Was last night a bad game on offense? 1,000%. Can they play better on offense? 1,000%. Will they play better against the Chiefs? I don't know. We'll see. But that's the only game that matters. Let's not, like last night, again, winning games, no matter how you do it, does matter. It is a skill. Last night was ugly. The fact that you're a team that can win because you get after the quarterback at a rate we haven't seen since the 85 Bears and 90 Vikings, like these all-time defenses in terms of pressure percentage, getting sacks. The fact you can win games that way, great. But you do need to be played better because you probably can't do that exact formula for last night. Can't do it against the Chiefs. You're going to have to probably get to at least 22, 25. I think they can hold the Chiefs to under 20. I do. But you're going to have to get over 20. Last night, can't score 10 points and beat the Chiefs. Or maybe you can. Who knows? But last night, no one's going to care. The game that actually matters is the game they now have 10 days of prep for, playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Did it look pretty? No. And everyone's going to drag them. Everyone's going to drag them. And objectively, I don't care. The NFL might have its first problem. And this is weird in terms of its first product problem and its first TV problem. So if you've been following YouTube TV and ESPN and they're falling out and now they don't have a TV deal, which has left a lot of people literally going, I wish last night's game was Monday Night Football and Packers-Eagles was not. Right? Because Packers-Eagles should be an exciting game, even though Green Bay's offense, by the way, has looked like Denver's offense last night multiple times this season. But we don't talk about that. Those two not having a deal and people who are already paying for NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV and all these other streaming apps are illegally watching now and having to go to illegal stream sites to watch Monday Night Football. Like, that's insane. I could have Sunday Ticket, YouTube TV, this Peacock, Amazon Prime, and I still can't watch Monday Night Football, which is a staple of how football has been presented on TV since literally forever. Literally forever. And we can't watch Monday Night Football because YouTube TV and ESPN have a falling out. So I've got to pay even more money or go on. I'm already paying several $100s to watch all these games. I'm already paying all this money between all these different services. And I got to sit there and keep track of, okay, well, this game's on Prime. This game's on Peacock. Okay, this game's on ESPN. This game's on YouTube TV. And I can't even get Monday Night Football, the original primetime game. Like, it used to just be everybody plays on Sunday, one Sunday Night Football, and then Monday Night Football. Like, those are the primetime games. You got two. And then you get you would get the one Thanksgiving game, right? Also, Thursday Night Football, a lot of these games suck. A lot of Thursday Night Football games aren't good. It's a short week. It's really unfortunate. Like, you get out of there with the win. A lot of Thursday Night Football games, not very good. But this is going to be a real issue for the NFL. Are you going to step in and go, hey, now maybe this is the way for Sunday Ticket to get Monday Night Football back? I don't know. But so many people already paying so much money and already having access to so many different apps, and yet we can't get the original primetime game, Monday Night Football? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. And the NFL, which has no viewership issues, has no ratings issues, it draws numbers on crappy games. People are going to watch Browns Saints this weekend. I think that's one of the games, right? Browns Saints. Yeah, like the NFL has no viewership issues. And now Browns Jets, I'm sorry, not Browns Saints. People are going to watch Browns Jets more than they will watch those viewership numbers from Browns Jets will be bigger than playoff games in other sports. That's how much we love football. But Monday Night Football not being available, people already paying for Sunday Ticket, YouTube TV, all these other apps, Peacock, Amazon Prime, like that's insane. And ESPN trying to sit there and say, hey, save our network, blah, blah, blah. Like this, man, look, a lot more to talk about, including the funniest tweet of the week. Which probably should talk about earlier in the week because now after last night, people aren't going to care, but we'll talk about it, as well as picks just in at the top of the hour. I mean, if you want to be a part of one of the coolest, most unique communities, don't forget to like and subscribe.